Hello, welcome back. This is Michael with Mobile Elite Auto, and you are with us on the show Between Two Lifts. And with me, I have Castro, a friend, a longtime friend that we used to work at a dealership together a while back. Who are you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm Castro, and I am the shop foreman at Jameswood Hyundai right now. I've been there for about 2 years now, and yeah, it's very, very cool.
So from the time the dealership we were at, what's the difference between just being able to be in the zone and do your work versus having to manage other guys now?
Yeah, it's actually pretty hard to do. I've got a really good set of guys though, so that does help out to have a really good set of guys, and where they can handle their work, and they don't need as much help. But
right.
It does get hard whenever I get pulled away a lot. So
Gotcha.
That's the hard part.
And that's what brings into the topic that we're going to talk about now is a lot of people ask, and from the last video, a lot of people ask, how can I become a better technician? How can I advance my auto technician career, which is, it's a question that a lot of people ask, and there's no just clear, just do this and you'll be a great technician. It's kind of trial and error. Great technicians are great technicians because they've messed up before, and that's something that's ingrained in them, so it doesn't happen again. Because every time you come across it again, in a sense, for me, my mind goes back to that one time where I didn't get it right and I messed it up, and that kind of helps me when I go forward, because all those mess ups, you never forget it. If you left a lug nut loose, you never forget it. I'm gonna check these 3 times if I have to. And the first thing I have to say about that is be coachable. If you're not coachable, then you're not gonna get along with the guys, and the mechanic field can be vicious. If the crew gets a bad taste in their mouth about you, or you're just not in a sense, a team player, it can be bad for you. What do you have to say about that, about someone that is coachable versus someone that isn't coachable?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Yeah, you do. I mean, my biggest thing is, have fun. You got to have fun while you're working. Of course, keep yourself busy,
right.
And just become friends with your coworkers, and don't be that guy that kind of just hangs out.
Be a team player. Play your role. It's nobody likes that guy that hangs back and lets all the in a sense not so lovable work go by, and is like a sniper when it's a brake job on the on the drive or something.
Exactly.
That's the guy that that you kind of just get a bad taste in your mouth for. And like the dealership we worked at, it was kind of like a family. You probably knew each other better than you knew your spouse, which, it's, someone comes in and they're in a certain mood, like one coworker we had, he comes in, we know he's in a bad mood, just leave him alone for about an hour, let him warm up, and, he'll be good. So that kind of sets the environment. Everybody does their part, and you as a shop foreman, I'm probably going to get most of the comebacks because, someone else has tried, and to satisfy the customer, it can't go back to the same guy. It needs to go to somebody that's more advanced, that can kind of, keep it simple, break it down, and see, where did the last guy go wrong? Where did we miss the mark? Excuse me. The second thing I have is, it sounds simple, but a lot of people don't do it. They try to skip around it or jump around it, is follow the trouble chart to the T. There's a reason they have the trouble chart. And just, yes, you still need to know how to do the test and, know what you're looking at and reading and wiring diagrams, but every car, specifically like for codes, or, if it's noise and vibration, harshness, there's no trouble tree for that. But if you have an electrical problem with electrical codes, or if you follow that tree, most times, more than not, it's going to lead you down to what's really going on with this car. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, exactly. I think, I mean, you hit it right there. I mean, the diagnosis on electrical, that's going to help you out the best. I tell all my guys, let's figure out this electrical stuff before anything else, because that is the hardest thing to do, especially with all these new cars coming out with all these different control modules that, I mean, some of them you never even heard of, and the best thing to do is like you said, use your resources, Protoman, what's the other ones? All data, and whatever other resources you can. I mean, even just talking to other technicians, like I think that would be asking for help from the other technicians is not a bad thing to do. I mean, there is those guys that don't want to help out, like we're talking about, but you will get the guys that will help you out. And from experience, I remember you helping me out a lot, and that did help me advance in my career. So I think, yeah, for sure.
And one thing, like I'm pretty sure every dealer has a tech. What did they call it? Where you call tech assistants? Tech line. And the first thing they're looking at the trouble tree and asking you, okay, what did you have at this pin? What voltage was there? If you don't know, they're going to tell you to call back because you're not following the trouble tree. So if you follow that trouble tree and you've checked where they told you to check, it's going to tell you parameters, and it's pretty much going to direct you into what's next, what your next step is. And same thing with techs. When I first got to the dealership, we had people above us, and it's, you go, hey, what's this? I was wanting the shortcut answer. And he was like, well, what did the book say? What step were you on? I haven't looked at it. So it's, so keeping, and I would say it's the basics. When I went to automotive repair tech school, and we did have the electrical diagnosing class or advanced, whatever they call it, electronics. They were big on checking wires, checking resistance, checking volts, and then come back to us and tell us what you found, because I'm gonna say it's all basic, but once you get into CAN 1, CAN 2, I don't know how many different CAN systems cars have now, but if you're not following the trouble tree, you can get lost real quick, or end up just throwing parts on a car and because you didn't follow the tree. So
those CAN wires are,
oh man, CAN. If you ask somebody that does diagnose, some people that love CAN, I just haven't fallen in love with it yet.
It's you have to do it,
right?
You have to do it, and once you do it, it starts getting a little bit easier, but it's never gonna be just a straightforward answer,
right? Because you have it, basically the CAN system connects every computer on the car, and these days, people like to scan it and then replace whatever the code says, but with these CAN systems, they're all wired in, and you could have a fault on the other side, but it's throwing a fault on this side, and you end up throwing that part on, but the fault wasn't even there. So yes, technicians are pulling their hair out, especially with these newer cars that have, 20 plus computers that are controlling everything. It's just not the same where you have one or two computers and it's controlling everything. So yes, you're going to pay more for electrical diagnosing, but it's really not enough, because the amount of hours that the technician is going to spend just basically dissecting that electrical system it could easily surpass 24 hours that you should be charged, but most shops won't do that. Another one is a good technique that works and has nothing to do with automotive or anything is if you want a senior tech to kind of take you under their wing or just be more approachable when you go ask them questions is at random times buy them lunch or breakfast.
Yeah.
So most technicians they might work through lunch or eat lunch while they're working, and that's a good way to kind of break down the barrier.
Yeah.
Hey, at random times, me and another guy that was next to me, we'd go buy the whole shop tacos or burritos or something, and it's just that camaraderie that you know, I know your time isn't free. I know, you know, it's going to cost me something. You know, if it costs me lunch for you to be more approachable to help me, then hey, I'm gonna buy you lunch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
that's kind of I've only been in one dealership, which I was there for about 10 years, but slowly over time, that atmosphere got cultivated to where we were a family. We would grill out. Sales would get jealous and complain to the GM, but
But still come eat.
right. So we just, in a sense, we became a family. You know, I think even the parts manager, I think once a year he would, from scrap money or whatever, he would take everybody to, I don't know if you were there, Unlimited Ribs. We would go out to a place, but, and then again, you know, we got a different GM. He changed the culture of it and he kind of broke that up. You know, y'all are having too much fun with each other. So, but in a sense, you can be that person that cultivates the environment or starts just that camaraderie between technicians. And, you know, we're all here to get paid, yes, but we can get paid and help people at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. And that was, you know, one of the biggest things whenever I first started out was finding that guy. I mean, find one of the guys and ask him questions, you know. Like you said, you know, take him out to lunch, breakfast, something. What I did was I stayed late and I helped him, and you know, I didn't get paid for that, but I got paid in knowledge, and he taught me so much from that too. Right. I mean, yeah, I knew a little bit, but whenever I started working with him, I mean, I just it was so much more, and that actually launched me.
Right.
You know, after that, yeah.
And it wasn't a quick. I'm gonna speak for myself, for my journey. It wasn't a quick, you know, 6 months or even a year.
No.
I would say I wasn't really comfortable or sunk in diagnosing. I want to say for at least 5 years.
Yeah.
I want to say. I'm not saying, you know, yours is going to take that long, but I wasn't comfortable with my skill level as far as diagnosing, shooting trouble trees, shooting wires, following, you know, doing drop tests and everything. I wasn't comfortable with that until about 5 years. And then just kind of, like you said, even if you're going over to help another guy do wire testing, hey, you know, I'll hold the meter down here and check here. And yeah, you're not getting paid for that, but you are learning the skills you'll need to when you get turned loose on your own, and you have to do it on your own. So that kind of helped me. Another question we probably recently had by one of our customers was a young guy. Basically, he was saying, "Hey, you know, I'm interested in this. You know, can y'all teach me? You know, how did y'all pick the automotive repair industry?" And what's funny, my guy Warren, what he told him is, it kind of the automotive industry kind of chooses you. You know, it's not something, you know, you as young, you know, you might have a few tools, mess around with your cars and stuff like that, but it kind of chooses you in a sense, and especially for me because my dad's had a automotive repair shop in West Texas, probably longer than I've been alive, over 40 years. And, you know, I would go to the shop and I would work on my cars and leave. You know, I just want my car good. I'm not trying to do nothing extra. So I would always tell him, yo, I'm never going to be a automotive technician. You know, I want to be something else. And then when I joined the military, I went in as an aircraft mechanic. And so he's just kind of sitting back. And then when I got out of the military, I went into automotive. So every time he sees me, and if somebody's around, he tells them, "Hey, remember when you told me you weren't going to be automotive repair?" Yeah. You know, I have a lot of brothers, and you know, some are automotive, you know, inclined, like they know how to work on cars, and some just they couldn't put air in a tire. Yeah. But so it's just kind of, I don't want to say it's in you or it's not, but sometimes it is like that. Yeah. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I had kind of the same upbringing. I mean, my dad, he's worked on cars his whole life, and not saying that that's the only way that you can get in it either. Right. But yeah, I mean, I knew from when I was a kid I was going to be a technician. Didn't really I wanted to be something else.
Right. Right.
There was always those other dreams, but I knew I was going to do this. And,
Right.
I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is that I like to help people.
Right.
I like to teach people, and you know, I try and take what my dad taught me and
Right.
just teach it to the people that I can.
Right.
My guys
And I say, what, it's probably grade school. They ask you, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was dead set I was going to be a fireman.
Yeah,
So
me too, but I'm too short.
this is far from being a fireman. So it's like, yes, you can be what you want to be. And I always tell my son, like, you're not going to work on cars.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be in the office, directing guys or managing, but I want you to take what I did and go past that. You know? And he's more of a technical type, not in a sense. He's not a mechanic. Like if he pinches his finger, it's being a mechanic. You got to sacrifice yourself, and a lot of times, if I'm sitting next to my son, he's looking at my hands, and he's like, "What happened there? What happened there?" And it's kind of like it tells a story because most of my scars, I know what car I did it on, I know what I was doing, and what happened to my hand. So it's kind of like I don't know, just different battles.
Yeah.
You can tell
Definitely.
different stories on what happened. Even when I was in the Air Force and I backed into one of the fins on the jet, and it just bit into my back. It's you just have different stories. Or, and this has nothing to do with nothing, but on a jet when it lands, the brakes stay hot for hours after. So I was like, they told me in training that, it stays hot, but it's been, an hour and a half. I'm gonna try it. So I rubbed my finger across and my whole fingerprint just melted. So it's true. So you just learn different things, and you learn what not to do. So
yeah, definitely.
I think do you have anything else to add as far as the technician career? I know we're in an era to where people are saying, oh, we're short on technicians, and I don't know how well like the tech schools are doing, or how many people are signing up, but I know for a fact, that when I took the technical school, it was around $20,000. Last I heard, it's doubled or tripled in time. So how are you getting y'all's guys? Are they coming from tech schools or?
So a lot of our guys we're in a small town, so not a lot of people are coming from tech school. Most of the people are locals,
Right.
And they just had the gene. They had that gene that they wanted to do it and that they can
Right.
do it. Just the biggest thing is take that leap. Do it if you want to do it, and you'll have those guys out there. I mean, they're everywhere.
Right.
They will help you out, and you'll learn to do it right, and and once you do it right, I mean, keep it doing it right.
Right.
Like you said, follow the trouble tree, and go back to the basics.
Right.
Torque every lug nut, torque every drain plug. I mean, if you do it where you're torquing everything and to torquing them to spec, I mean that you shouldn't have any problems in that reason or in that way. So
Right.
definitely.
I guess when I got in a position to where if we were going to hire somebody, the manager would, some guys I interviewed, or he would ask my opinion about that person. And where I was, you didn't necessarily have to have been through a tech school or anything,
no.
but it's, hey, we're going to bring you in and we're going to start you off doing the little jobs and being that guy that doesn't complain and just takes, okay, what do you have? I'll take it. Or if it's doing 10 oil changes, that's another way to get in the door to bypass that student debt loan of, let's say, $70,000. Just get in and work your way up.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't go to a tech school. I just started at a dealership and they gave me a chance. I mean, I actually started as a porter.
Right.
So
right.
I mean, that's that. Washing cars.
Right.
I got my foot in the door, and once I did, work to get back there, and now, now what? I mean, probably 15 years later, I'm the shop foreman at a Hyundai dealership. But
right.
I mean, I was a shop foreman at a Mazda dealership for a while, and I've done it. So it's getting your foot in the door, and then
Right.
once you do, I mean, keep working at it,
Right.
keep doing it.
Yeah, and it's I think a while ago you were saying something about checking stuff and torquing the bolts and stuff like that. It's something that one thing that I still do is after I've already tightened all the wheels, I'm going around and I'm hitting every tire, and my guy Warren, he was like, "What are you doing?" And it's just something that's ingrained in me.
Yeah.
Yes, I know I tighten them. I know they're torqued down, but before I lower that car,
Yeah.
it's like clockwork. I'm going around and I'm bumping every tire because
Oh yeah.
you can get distracted in I got 3, but somebody pulled me off before I got that 4th one. So just getting those routines and things ingrained in you they're kind of like self-checks or things to prevent you from basically eating into your check or, paying for things that, if you would have just checked it twice,
Yeah.
you would have been fine. So I think there is still hope for the automotive repair industry. I do think as far as how technicians get paid should change.
Yeah.
Because a lot of shops, especially dealerships, they get something to where if that shop is starting to claim a lot of warranty, then they're going to start putting you under a microscope. They're going to start charging you back, and to keep that pressure off of the dealer, they might sell you, hey, you can no longer claim this warranty. Because when I first started, we were putting our own labor ops in. If I spent half an hour on a wire repair, or if I spent half an hour test driving, there was a labor op for all that.
Yeah.
But once warranty numbers got so high, they start cutting you back on what you can claim. So in an aspect, if a technician was getting paid different, meaning hourly or not always flag rate, it would change a lot of attitudes in the shop where I'm not getting paid for this, because we hear a lot of I'll take care of you later, or I'll get you on the next one, and that adds up to to nothing. You'll never see it. If you hear that from a service advisor, you'll probably never see it. So just changing that narrative of the shop. I don't know when it'll happen, but I kind of try to take care of my guys in that aspect, and hopefully one day I can just go straight to give them a good enough hourly to where they're not stressed on the job trying to beat the clock, because that doesn't always go well. You're trying to beat the clock, you're trying to make hours, if it's the last day in the payroll and you're just trying to run hours, and you mess up on something.
Yeah,
So
and that's when you miss one of those wheels.
Gotcha. So we just thank you guys for staying in tune with us, and if you have any questions or comments about anything we've talked about or said, you can leave a comment below, and then we'll try to answer your question as best we can. Thank you for joining in.